Hello and welcome to yet another cast. For you today I have a custom 4v4 played on Seton's Clutch, and we're at a really medium level rating range, with some pros at 2k and 1800. But as per always, we have Team 2 up here on top, Team 2 down here in the bottom. And let's get... No, Team 1 down here on the bottom, Team 1 up in the top. Wait, no. No, it is Team 1 up in the top and Team 2 down in the bottom. We have the complete opposite of the normal Seton's thingy, I think. And just throw me completely off. Well, let's start with Team 1 and the top, and their rock player. In dark blue, going second and opening first land, we have Reversand, who, little spoiler, is gonna give some players a really hard time. Or well, more like an aneurysm, I guess. But you'll see what I mean later. Anyway, to the north of that, in the Piss Yellow, going Seraphim and also opening first land, on the slot we have Mr. Science. Then to the west of that, on the beach, going UF in Burgundy Red, and opening first land as well, we have Accidental Aeon. Though they are not Aeons, so must not be as accidental. And last but not least, on the front slot, going Aeon and opening first land, in Regal Purple we have the Pony, or GFY the Pony. I'm gonna refer to him as the Pony though. Now, for the southern team, on the rock slot in normal purple, going Seraphim and opening first air, we have AI Easy. Then, on the front slot, I'm gonna go a different order this time, in orange, also Aeon. Just like their opponent, we have Johnny Flash, who is also opening first land. Then on the beach, in this military green, we have Monster Slayer, who is also going Aeon and opening first land. And last but not least, in the back, going UEF and opening first land. On the air slot, we have Knusper Cakes. Right, that's my introductions out of the way. I also think I'm in a much better state than during my last cast, so at least I'm pretty sure I am. So definitely a bit more high quality commentary. Well, I wouldn't call it high quality because, you know, my stuff. Not much quality to expect, but it's definitely gonna be better than last cast. Now, we already have ACUs in the middle from Johnny Flash and the Pony. Gonna get this juicy reclaim you get in the middle of the course by on Seton's Clutch. And the beach players, so Accidental Aeon and Monster Slayer, are also both already on their way to go in support. Both players definitely getting really into that reclaim. There was some minor shooting between them, but currently it seems like they are just sucking up that reclaim. Some engineers already up for Johnny Flash getting up a factory right here at the front. Maybe to get out some reclaim entries, but no. Seems to be more in order... Well, never mind, it was to get reclaim entries. The initial order was to get tanks, but apparently the plan is to go engineers, so fair enough. I did call that. Now, we have some slight air harassment out. I think that Accidental Aeon was trying to deny the drop out from AI Easy, though AI Easy was able to sneak past and got the drop right here on the side island, grabbing themselves 5 maxes. And a drop has also been finished up by Reversand, who has gone for a Fairy Command. Interesting. Not sure why. Don't think there's any good reason to go for a Fairy Command here. Who is also going for some early defenses to deny a early counter drop, getting AA, PD and even a radar before getting the factory. Really doesn't want to get a sludge from that position. Now reclaim is mostly sucked up. Let's see who got most of that. We have... Right. The Pony got 4.8k, Johnny Flash got 3.4k, so the Pony definitely got a lion's share of all that. And now we have the AC of Accidental Aeon firing onto Johnny Flash. which and even has some support on that via the army of the pony. So Johnny Flash taking quite a bit of damage there. Monster Slayer has arrived and is now firing upon the pony. But Johnny Flash already down into the yellow, and I just realized I did not enable my minimap. There we have it. But Johnny Flash just standing there, taking a lot of forward fire, which just really massacred that ACU, putting it down below half HP. And I think we might even be about to see them going into the red. The pony reclaiming this land factory right here at the front. Interesting call, but he probably knows what he is doing. He probably has a good reason for that. So, I don't know, maybe it's faster than just attacking it normally. He's gotta know, he generally knows what he's doing. Johnny Flash has gone into the red, but managed to get into the water and is thus currently a bit safer. And already regen back into the yellow. And the pony is still continuing to reclaim stuff. Monster Slayer now also taking quite a bit of fire. Being forced back as well. Though currently it seems like Accidental Aeon and the pony will be able to successfully push the Southern team forward. Mr. Science pings something about drops. Maybe scared of a drop out from Knusper Kicks. And since they have gone for multiple land factories, I can somewhat understand why. But in the middle, Accidental Aeon seems to be pulling back, and so does the pony for now. But the pony has a superior army and will thus most likely be able to keep the advantage there currently. Some slight air fighting, or, well, not really air fighting, but some inties under fire from some static AA. Some nice stuff. Let's look at land tech. Currently only T1 out from the pony, though again that spam will most likely suffice. And currently T2 underway for Johnny Flash. Did not pay close attention. Is the pony going for something similar? No, he's not. But now that the army for the pony moved up, he's pushing up again with the AC as well. Getting in some additional fire with that. And also destroying the production capabilities for Johnny Flash. And definitely severely threatening both the ACUs of Monster Slayer and Johnny Flash. With all that RT. Wait. I think that's primarily T1 RT. So I suppose the idea is that the units are just threatened by the ACU and thus will go down. Though we are currently in range of a triple comm ejection. One commander death doing 2.4k to other commanders. And if one commander goes down here, there are two commanders below 2.5k HP, meaning that together that will be enough to kill a 5k HP commander. Though this one was also lower than that, and here we see a triple Aeon explosion with the pony taking out Johnny Flash, which in return takes out the pony, which in return takes out Monster Slayer. So the already 2 players down for the Southern team, only 1 for the Northern team. And apparently the idea of a drop from Knusper Kicks was not too off or too wrong, since there is a T2 transport with that commander who we saw going T3 a bit earlier. And that will definitely be a major threat for the Northern team. And it seems to be going for the base of Mr. Science. Definitely not too great. Are there any ASF out yet? No. Currently T3 is still underway. And I'm pretty sure that commander will drop before there will be any ASF out. Is the team aware of it? No. So that will come out of nowhere, that drop. Though apparently not any real scouting out from the Southern team currently. But we are about to get that commander to drop in. PD already queued up from Mr. Science, but... Oh, there are even engineers with this commander. Since it is at tier 3, it will just be able to throw up these plasma cannons really fast. In mere seconds. It's also tier 1 bomber overhead, but with the amount of build power that is in place, it's only a matter of time until tier 1 AA is also thrown up and the bombers are just shot down. But the engineers did die, and there is currently also ACU fire onto the other ACU. However, I still believe that just the general amount of build power that this ACU can throw out will most likely kill off the space. And the coverage out from Knusperkeks now as well, trying to take out the T1 bombers that have been built up in advance by Mr. Science. We now also see some Janus, and with that this position is basically lost for the northern team, which is definitely a major disadvantage for them, and there needs to be some reaction out to deal with that. Though I think the best solution would be land production, already started up by Mr. Science. However, there's also already land spam being produced by Knusperkeks, who will definitely be able to do a pretty good job with that. Meantime, Accidental Aeon is pushing forward against AI Easy with their commander and a major land force. They're currently facing some Nothas that are putting pressure on them, as well as Janus. That commander is not upgraded, so it's gonna take a lot of damage from that. However, AI Easy is also gone pretty far down already, so I think worst case we will see another trade here. If that, since AI Easy has already gone down at below 2.5k HP, and is still taking a lot of fire, so I think we will see a comm ejection right here. Yes. And with that, at just 11 minutes, we're already down to a 1v3. Now there are Auroras right here, or there were Auroras dropped right here by Accidental Aeon as well. But those did get mopped up quite easily. So if you look at economy, while Knusperkeks is currently on quadruple base, it's one player against 3, and the ecos are still pretty close, with Team 1 being slightly ahead. But on the other hand, Knusperkeks is also a 2k, so you can actually expect some pretty good gameplay from that, which would pose a quite massive threat to the northern team with that high economy. And the tactical missile launchers thrown out, those will definitely provide heavy harassment towards the northern team. Let's look at the range. Can basically reach the entire fort area right here, part of the beach base, and the air production for that belongs to the air base. So not looking too great. Not looking too great at all, currently. Have these gotten any kills yet? Were those fired? No. But they are all loaded 3 times, and there's even more spam currently being produced up here, even more factories. So by the looks of it, the current solution for Knusperkeks to salvage the situation is just overwhelming spam out from the north. And with the maxes that are in the area, they will also be able to just get a secondary economy up in the north if their bases in the south should fall, which they most likely will, considering the spam that is now coming in from Accidental Aeon and the, well, T1 shore bombardment that was provided by Riversand for some time. Well, probably there wasn't any shore bombardment because T1 doesn't have that great of a range. But there are destroyers coming in that may be helping with that. Though, at the current situation, I think going for Navy isn't really a good call, as the biggest threat is up here in the north, and the most important thing would probably be to build up counters, don't invest into Navy, since there is nothing opposing you on, or nothing really opposing the northern team on Navy. At least not in the southern Navy. Also not really in the northern Navy, as there is currently T1 against T2. well, okay, there's also some T2 now out from ClutchI, but still primarily a T1 against some large amounts of T2 out from Extended Aeon. So so not really a big threat there, but unsurprisingly the main focus for ClutchI most likely is actually just the current situation in the north on what once was the airbase. Now also creeping up with tier 2 PD, which is gonna be pretty effective, and reclaiming a few of these tanks because those are just easily sucked up by that ACU. But I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be pretty hard to dislodge that commander from this position now, with all that PD and build power that is probably also gonna be building up some flak as soon as something comes in range, or something pops up that could be dangerous. I was about to say even with an Omni up here, but no, that's only T2 radar though. Let's see the radar range. Okay, I was about to say it wouldn't need much more, but well, it covers most of the important area right now. Upgrade to Omni would still be feasible though. Current move 2 T3 out from Riverside. So that could be definitely some solution to that. But Beach Base has now also collapsed for ClutchI, and the Rock Base is about to collapse as well with another run by out from Extended Aeon. So the play here is just all eggs in one basket basically, going completely full attention onto the pressure from the north against the northern team. Trying to just deny a base or bases and tie up the attention that is currently also being put into this area south and to the southern part of the map. Just put some attention of that also into the north. Last bit of navy that was produced by ClutchI is now moving north, though the navy production has been completely taken out. And everyone now trying to get as much as possible produced, and just to have something to counter this shit. And the pony telling whoever sent to make ASF and being already very annoyed. Oh well, very sarcastic I guess is the more proper term, as well it's not out of character for the pony. I've played with him multiple times. But I can still see some the reason for some kind of frustration in the current situation, as there is no T3 air out, there's even a Strat Bomber out from ClutchI, and currently nothing from the Rock player who you would expect to reach a T3 air as the second player, after the air player usually. Especially when there is no needed focus on Navy. Though on that note, Navy is still being reduced with quite a bit of build power. Definitely a complete misplay. Since that is not really gonna do anything at this stage. Strat Bomber is flying around, it already has some mass killed, 1.5k and 2 kills, and is currently focusing down the ACU for Mr. Science. However, flag has been thrown up by Extended Aeon trying to shoot that down. That might do something, but it's probably not gonna kill that strat. And Mr. Science is definitely in grave danger right now. They took another bomb, already down into the red, below 3k HP or 2.5k, or however deep you wanna count it. And there's last pass of the strat that will most likely get this ACU. Attempted dodge out, but it wasn't close enough, and the strat does go down, but so does the ACU for Mr. Science. So ClutchI starting to level the playing field right now, taking out another player. Or taking not out another player, but taking out a player. But at the same time, Extended Aeon was able to push right into the production base up here, out from ClutchI. though the PD that is in place is quickly just mopping that up, making that push very ineffective. Since that base is heavily fortified, even some T2 protection now started up here, since we do have some pillars there, and even a T3 HQ, so possibly we could possibly even see some Titans or stuff like that coming out. There would probably, the best solution right now would probably be to get some mobile missile launchers out for both external Aeon and River Sand and start to water down the Dryads just with ranged fire. Just to try to do something, maybe even some airplay, since the air investment out from Knusperkeks won't be that high with them focusing on that push, though they do have T3 air and they have some broadswords now. Let's see how's it looking. ASF now coming out from Ravensand. I think a hint from the teammates to move that ICU away, since that is currently really heavily threatened by those gunships. But currently no reaction. Well, never mind, there is a shield being built, so never mind. Northern Navy is now completely won, and at least the rock base is taken out. Let's take another look at economies, and Team 2 currently actually, or Knusperkeks currently actually behind, at just about a third of the economy. Honestly, a play that might actually work out here would be possibly going Monkey Lord for Rebel Sand, as they are, let's see, what are they pulling in? They are pulling 188, so they could get that up in a reasonable time frame, and without major T3 forces and only some T2, that would most likely be doing quite well. Though there are some broadswords to worry about. But I think those would, but I don't think those would be able to stop Monkey in time to do anything. But another great large push up out here further north from External Aeon, trying to once again get into these production yards or production areas, to take those out. Those are a vital target right now, as most of the pressure put out from Knusperkeks is currently the army that they are producing. Since while PD does deny area, it doesn't really claim area, or not that well. Though PD creep is not to be underestimated, to be fair. But this complete area right here, for example, is completely denied by these armies. And it's also what's currently defending up here, so it is it's still a very integral part right now. But the 3-max expansion for the air player also now completely basically claimed by Knusperkeks by just having BD up there. These max have been claimed. Would be funny to see those upgraded, since they are currently technically in a safe area. I know it's not what you would usually classify as safe on Setons, but well, or at least not for that player, but I mean, look at it, there's currently nothing really that can counter that effectively. Broadswords moving in, trying to deal with the armies that are actually starting to overwhelm these Triads. The Triad having a rather low rate of fire, some decent AoE, but due to firing 3 projectiles, with some light variance in their spread. But due to the low rate of fire, they are easily swarmed by large amounts of spam. But with with some armies coming in from the north, and the ACU just generally being there as well, the pushing army did still get taken out. And even some SAMs now out from Knusperkeks, denying any air cover in the area, making future attempts to deal with that commander over the air a lot harder than they were just moments ago. This broadsword actually 6.7k mass killed. Really, really effective broadsword. Though there are now again ASF coming in out from other sand that are taking that out. So overall air cover is in favor of the northern team right here. But we also see some flag now being produced out from ClutchI. Lots of these factories have now transitioned into T2, producing a T2 unit mix. And that will be a lot harder to deal with, as those will have a lot more HP to go around and also some higher DPS, some more focused DPS for their price. And currently there's still primarily, or not only primarily, but only T1 production out from the northern team's spam factories. And the Snail factory is still producing for some reason. I don't know why. There's literally no reason to produce Navy anymore. Especially not T2 Navy. And especially not if, considering the fact that the southern base right here is not the primary target at this moment, or the most important area of the map. That would be the expanding blob in the north that's starting to push through. Oh god, that's a massive stall. What is that eco even going into? Right, currently another P-gen, which isn't needed if we look at this power balance. And most likely also a sizable amount into the Navy that is also not needed at this moment. Definitely some questionable decision making here. Though there is some T2PD now being built up to defend the main base. At the same time, the Nexus right here and down to the pond are now under threat from Mother Sand, who is sending up the com in an attempt to maybe take out the spam units. Though I don't think that's a smart move that will most likely overwhelm that ACU. Now would actually be a great great moment to use that navy, since it can now be used to deal with the spam up here. Mr. Science pointing out that Represent needs 3 strats to take out the commander. And the commander is currently not shielded at 15k HP, so yes, I think 3 strats would do the trick. That is definitely a good call. There is still a way to win this. A seemingly unwinnable game right now. With the commander drop and the enemy area, that commander for ClutchI is still very, very vulnerable. And apparently the solution for Accidental Aeon for losing their main base is to just expand onto the southern hemisphere, or southern area of the map. I mean, fair enough. Sail's now being walked onto the land in order to do something. And to kill off some of the spam that is stationed right here on the land, maybe even threaten some nexus. That is actually a pretty good call. And currently nothing in the area to deal with that. Strat pointed out by Monster Slayer that is going after ClutchI, though it is only a singular strat. I suspect what's happening is that Reversand thought just 3 strats over time. But of course, when you talk about strat snipes, you usually want to have those going on with multiple strats at the same time to provide one large alpha strike. That is enough to kill the ACU. Since when you just send them in one by one, your opponent can react to that and build up shields, which is what's exactly happening, the exact thing that's happening right now, with ClutchI building up multiple T2 shields to defend that commander from strat snipes. making it a lot harder to snipe. And also some ASF moving in to provide additional air cover. I think there may be some power struggles for ClutchI currently. Yup.
Under attack.
The commander actually taking quite a lot of fire from the spam that's now moving in. With the high focus on trials and similar stuff, I think, and also RT, I think Accidental Aeon just decided to spam out labs, which are the exact opposite of any higher tier units, as being the lowest tier unit. Instead of having focusing large amounts of HP and firepower onto a singular unit, you spread them out, which is generally more effective against single target weapons, as that way you're just killing one unit doesn't harm your ability to put out damage too much, and the retargeting time reduces your effective DPS against that. But let's see, what may be the reason for the power struggles right now. Right, there's heavy assistance on this air factory. And 2d3 pigeons. Right, I think that was due to those pigeons being built. Maybe. But shields for ClutchI did all die. So a strat snipe is definitely a possibility again. Accidental Aeon also still pinging stuff from Eversand to be utilized. And that's also fair call, since the existing navy can now be used pretty well to move up into the Spay area and provide bombardment against the spam, but also against the armies that are now moving up the causeway, since you really don't want to have those. Especially when the most of the economy for Accidental Aeon relies on that causeway area. Though I honestly still don't know why there's this heavy investment into Navy, since there is no real advantage of having more Navy. Broadswords now being brought into the southern area where those Salems were starting to push in, and they did, to be fair, take out multiple factories. But Salem AA is just really, really horrible, and thus the broadswords will most likely take those out, take them out now. And the land grab up here in the north is just getting ridiculous now. We can see multiple Titans now, and a Monkey Lord has been built up at Rosand. Let's see. Is moving, I think that's moving to the last known position of the ACU. Wrong player? Yeah, they don't know where exactly the com is, and that was the last known position. So definitely a good call there. And there don't seem to be any good defenses against that right now, though there are now Ravagers being thrown up by ClutchI. Those will do short work of that Monkey Lord. That will be dispatched quite easily with that. However, those still need to be built up. Right, due to the threat of staying in the area for too long, ClutchI decided to start building all of them and just finish them off with the engineers, with tier 1 engineers. Reasoning being that only the ACU can place down a blueprint, but of course once you have the unfinished building started, you can just assist it with any kind of build power to finish it. Since all you need at that point is just pure build power. Monkey Lord going south for a short bit, I guess trying to counter this army, but moving north to try and get into these Ravagers. The ACU for ClutchI going for gun, but cancelling, most likely due to the proximity of the Monkey Lord, which is now taking a lot of fire from quite a few Ravagers, but also multiple Titans. It did take out most of those Ravagers now, but it is still about to go down, since that did deal a lot of damage. And since there was a decent reaction out from ClutchI. Accidental Aeon, by the looks of it, just fed up with the development of this game, pushing in with that commander. Now, pushing in against multiple Ravagers and a Triad's army of this caliber is not really advisable, and I suspect that Accidental Aeon just stopped caring and was fed up with how this game was going, deciding to go out in a place of glory. Pouring in lots of firepower into this army, and ending up going and finally going down to PD and army from Knutsberg, who is now only facing Riversand. Still bidding Navy. Maybe they just forgot that they were building Navy. Maybe that's the reason. Though, let's look at economy. To be fair, it's only 97 to 76 from Knutsberg against Riversand's over 300 now, so on the if you just look at economy, you can be that would actually be in favor of Riversand. And Knutsberg is also stalling quite heavily. Riversand is actually currently floating a bit of mass. So it could actually work out still. There is still a possibility of a comeback. And more spiders are now being built up, trying to counter this. Gun has finished for Knutsberg, so the spam will be harder to deal with, and there are now Perseverance coming out. Though their economy is looking pretty atrocious, and there are now Strat Bombers taking out the production from Riversand, or a singular Strat Bomber currently. Never mind, 2 Strat Bombers. We've had those could still be used on the commander. Would probably be a better call since the commander is currently not covered by any shields. And all you need is 1 pass if you have... I think you would need 4 at this point since it's 16k HP. Let me just check, does this give me information? Yes it does. The neutron bomb is 2750. 15k HP... Right, it would still need multiple passes. Even with 3, so the 3 that were stated at the start were the number was off. Yes. I think so. I think you would need 4 or 5 to run past that commander. With that amount of HP. But still, that snipe is currently still in the cards. As there is no proper... as that ACU is not shielded and does, as I already pointed out, and generally strats get their first strike off, even when there is proper A coverage. Accidental Aeon pointing out to just stop the salient production or the navy production. The one thing that I was mentioning about probably over 10 minutes ago now, that there is no point at all to go for navy at this stage. And also the pony pointing out to build TMD, which is a definitely good call since there is this one tactical missile launcher that has nearly 8,000 mass killed. I'm not sure what it killed, but it definitely killed off some important stuff. Now Max is being claimed onto the on the beach slot, as well as on the beach expansion up here. But Riversand going for the solution of just spamming up T1 PD since there is no longer any capability to build spam here, and building navy in the northern pond. Honestly, I have no idea anymore. I don't even know what to say anymore about that. I mean, what for? I could see cruisers to get some longer range missiles lobbed in to take out maybe some of those Rangers or Maxes. Deny the what's left of that side island. I could understand building cruisers for that, or well, 2 or 3 cruisers maybe. But destroyers? Why? Now, 2 Monkey Lords finished for Rarosand and those are moving in onto the commander. 2 Monkey Lords, big surprise, better than 1. And thus they have a definitely higher likelihood of breaking through. Also, I'm pretty sure there isn't as much to respond to this anymore. Let's see, does Knuspercake see this coming? Well, they do see the proton bolters firing, these monsoon guns of the Monkey Lord. And now they definitely also see the Monkey Lord as the Ravagers have started firing on that. But those Ravagers are about to go down, just due to the beam weapon. And does Ravagers see the ACU? Not right now. But I think it's about to get into range. And there is a Strat Bomber flying overhead which is going to scout, and there it is. The ACU has been spotted and has been targeted. So Ravagers still trying to get a win out of this, despite, well, almost likely getting a win out of this, despite a large series of misplays throughout this game, and making the pony slowly lose his sanity in the process. But the ACU was targeted down, and did end up dying with Rarosand, or Rarosand, or however you want to pronounce that name, actually winning. So, yeah. I honestly don't know what to say about this game, because it was a lot of things. It was, well, I wouldn't call it a bad game. I also wouldn't call it a good game because just of what was happening, but not in the sense that the game wasn't interesting or anything like that. Just in the case that some players made some massive misplays that just weren't good. I mean, definitely blind of a game played by Knuspercakes, which with that bold commander drop. Very entertaining, and probably one of the reasons that this game was as interesting as it was. But yeah, if you have any comments about this game, any thoughts, please do leave them down in the comments, because I'm curious. If you enjoyed this cast, leave a like, there will be more like these, as per always. This was streamed live on Twitch, link to that will be down in the description. And yeah, I think I already told you to subscribe. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, hope to see you again in a future cast or stream, and till then, bye!